hapon.
What should I cook today on the kitchen?
What if TQ noodles?
Sure. Let me cook TQ noodles because TQ noodles is healthy, with natural preservatives, and made from natural ingredients that is perfect for your day. Plus, TQ noodles is beneficial on your health. TQ noodles, your perfect meal every day.
No matter where you could be, no matter who you may be, if you want food, then there's one to choose. Mysakin, only Mysakin.
Mysakin.
I love to drink my Mysakin. We love to drink our Mysakin. If you wanna get that food, drink Mysakin.
Gusto mo bang magkasakit? Gusto mo bang magka-flu? Huwag na mag-alala dahil narito na ang may sakit. Garantisadong magkakasakit ka in less than 1 minute. Oo, tamang narinig nyo, 1 minute. Ganyan ka-epektibo ang may sakit. Kaya nga, if you want to get that flu, drink may sakit. Available ito sa 3 flavor: original, cola, and root beer. Mabibili ito sa inyong mga suking tindahan. Another world-class product from GSCA.
It's 6:30.
From TVH, the cafe is now open at Paragon. So,
Hello, and welcome to Asphere's Cafe. Today is Monday, September 29, 2025, and yes, one more day before the last day of September. And guess what? We are back full time as we speak. Yes, after almost a week of not having episodes, yes, we are back full time. So, let's begin. How are you, Dreamcar?
Well, Aqua was such a blast. So I don't want to dock some more of my pictures though, but I sent the pictures on our co-host GC what was happening lately. And yes, you know, because I'm a DJ, of course, of the school, I have my own picture as well. And here's a small picture of me here together with my teacher here. Yep, here we are. Did I just send it? Look at the yep, and I borrowed my classmate's laptop in order to get the music, of course. So big thanks to my friend here, and he is on Discord probably. His name is Len Druxild. Yes, his name is Len Druxild. Shout out to you, or let's just call him Potato Chippers. Yeah, a huge shout out for you, Potato Chippers, aka Len Druxild, for the laptop and for the music. So, and of course, it was a success for an acquaintance party like this one because yes. And yes, if you don't know, I'm just the only person there on the side because I was the only sound facilitator of the school. Not much, not less. I am the only DJ of the school, Lamau. So nothing much more. So as Paragos, let's start the cafe session, shall we?
Thank you very much, Dreamcar Karaoke. And now let's get into one of the breakdowns from The Verge. Oh, here it is, and this is what we are going to show you today. And now, this is an interesting question for someone to answer. Can Google be trusted without a breakup? That is what we are going to dive into today. And this is coming from The Verge. On day 3 of the 2-week remedies trial in the Justice Department's ad tech case against Google, Judge Leonie Blinkema boiled down the argument to one key issue: trust. Blinkema interrupted testimony from a DOJ expert with a hypothetical: should she issue a strict order modifying Google's behavior, could it resolve the issues at hand if quote, you had confidence that Google would actually act in complete good faith, end quote. The question felt particularly pointed given how the Google trial Blinkema presided over last year unfolded. Over 3 weeks, the DOJ repeatedly presented examples of Google employees allegedly using chat messages to avoid leaving a paper trail for discovery. Blinkema later said the represented, quote, systematic disregard of the evidentiary rules, end quote. While she opted not to sanction Google for its lax approach to preserving evidence, she warned not to take its decision as condoning the behavior. Soon, Blinkema will decide how hard to crack down on the monopoly that she ruled Google holds in ad tech. That decision may hinge on whether she thinks it will follow the rules this time. Google's remedies proposal involves a court order banning specific business practices and requiring it to engage in the ad auction process in ways similar to its rivals. But the DOJ states that leaves it easily capable of monopolizing the market again. The government wants to take power out of Google's hands altogether by making it spin-off ad exchange AdX and open source part of, and possibly even sell its DFP tool for web publishers. It's the second time in just a few months that a judge has faced the question of breaking up Google. In a separate case over Google's search monopoly, Judge Amit Mehta declined to do so, opting for lower remedies like banning anti-competitive practices and sharing data. The facts that led Mehta to decide against a breakup have no bearing on this case, the government argued in its opening statement. Still, Blinkema's ruling could be an indicator of how widely judges share Mehta's caution as more cases against big tech companies roll toward a trial. The DOJ was still in the midst of its case-in-chief on Friday, but Google's attorneys were already driving at court argument that the government is underselling how difficult and risky its asks are. Google advertising executive team Craig Croft testified that the DOJ's proposals were native and incoherent. This time of thinking seemed to land with the judge by midweek. Quote, "The devil is in the details," end quote, she said during the testimony of Jonathan Wisman, the DOJ's expert witness on the technical feasibility of a breakup. After he compared changing Google's ad tech tools to changing tires on a car, Blinkema noted that a change to snow tires could result in the quote bumpier end quote ride for the user. But during Craycopp's testimony, Blinkema appeared to entertain an even more extreme option the government hadn't asked for: shutting down AdX altogether. This was apparently something Google itself considered within the past few years in an analyst it called Project Monday, Craycopp said. Quote, "Why is that not a very simple and elegant solution?" End quote. Blinkema asked, after Craycopp noted that another big tech company could buy AdX and create its own monopoly. Though several ad exchanges exist today, the court found they have been denied a level playing field because of tactics like serving full real-time bidding access to Google's huge advertiser base through its own tools. Publishers testified in the liability trial that made it nearly impossible to leave, even though AdX was charging a super competitive take rate of 20% on transactions. Craycoff told the judge that the participating AdX could be an elegant solution, but that would also get rid of other helpful features in the product. Blinkema made clear she wants to learn what's actually possible as she considers options for leveling the playing field without harming publishers and advertisers who rely on Google products. Google found a so-called business divestiture of AdX would be feasible within 2 years, Craycoff said, including offloading IP, moving customer contracts, and providing reference code to guide the buyer through duplicating product functions in its own systems. But he stressed Google couldn't realistically provide source code guaranteed to work in an unknown buyer's tech stack, as the DOJ requests. Former Facebook capacity engineer Goranka Bejedov, who helped migrate Instagram and WhatsApp during the acquisitions, testified that the reference source code would be sufficient for a full migration. If Blinkima finds a divestiture is possible, she will have to decide if she trusts Google enough not to force one. Even after helping Google's attorneys craft their remedies proposals, Krakow told DOJ attorney Matthew Huppert that he could not commit to lowering AdX 20% take rate, which the judge had ruled to be above a competitive level, and set a tie between DFP and access to AdX real-time bidding. A sticking point for publishers was just how the product was built. The answer to Blinkima's question about trust wasn't necessarily reassuring for Google. Robin Lee, the Harvard economics she asked, said the problem was how many different ways Google could get around the intentions behind a court order. Lee said there's an almost unpredictably exhaustive list of methods for tilting the scales in Google's favor, and it's got every incentive to take them. Longtime Google critics were disappointed after Meta's ruling didn't include a breakup. In Blinkima reaches a similar conclusion, the Trade Task Chief Revenue Officer Chet Dedrick testified, quote, I think there will be a sense that they got away with it, end quote. So, well, that leads it to the answer. Can they be trusted? Well, I would say if only Google fixes their issues on sending adverts to every platform, and yet there are problematic adverts that Google has gave a stamp of approval anyway. Well, if they cannot do anything to fix this, well, I don't think they can be trusted, guys. So Dreamcar, what do you say about this?
Nothing much more about this one because, Google is doing something based on a lot of searches lately, but part of this one, that might be too complex, especially in dealing with this type of conversation thing that Google has done supposedly like this one as well.
It is now 6:41 p.m. as Asphere Cafe. We will have more topics to talk about, including the Windows 10 end of life. And if your PC is still running Windows 10, yeah, you have less than about 2 weeks before Microsoft pulls the plug. We will get into that in a bit, so don't go anywhere. Asphere Cafe, we'll be right back.
It is now 6:41.
This program was brought to you by Dell Sound, dedicated in providing the best karaoke players in the Philippines and catering to the Filipinos' love for music. Dell Sound, sing with confidence. Asphere's Aircon, tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus. Dream Cars Pizza, we make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you. Capinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Capinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation. Shenatron Synplus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP. And Melody Mart. Your everyday vibe for convenience.
Trust. It's a bond that is nurtured for years, from generation to generation. At Asphere, our greatest accomplishment is earning the trust of millions of satisfied users in the Philippines alone, making life cool and comfortable for over 100 years now.
Street side make it look easy.
Asphere, the air conditioning expert. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Asphere's Aircon, tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
One time, there's a confrontation about sushi and pizza, but then there was a solution.
Bro, I said let's get sushi.
No way. Pizza beats raw fish every time.
Why not both? Gooey cheese, spicy mayo, seaweed, salmon, Introducing Sushi Baked Pizza.
Whoa.
Creamy, savory, sushi-inspired toppings baked on a perfect crust. Sushi Baked Pizza. 9-inch at 250, 11-inch at 450. Only at Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way.
You paid this time.
No way, you wanted sushi?
Call 141-9191 for deliveries.
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Dream Car Karaoke po, tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kapeng gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation.
And now, here's Gab Ansaldo to share some big news for you. Take it away, Gab.
Prisma SD, sleek and modern system. High-quality multimedia console. Over 45,000 songs to choose from. It has everything. You can have your TV and convert it into a smart TV. Additionally, you can connect it to a keypad as well. Prisma SD is my go-to preference than any other brands elsewhere.
And that's why Gab Ansaldo chooses Channel Transit Plus. We reimagine karaoke for 10 years, together since 2015. Now available, Utopia 2 and Utopia Deluxe for more song storage, and Volume 174 for DVD systems. Song lists are now free to download at shanatonsynplus.blogspot.com.
Shanatron Sin Plus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP.
New, ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan niyo na ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming feelings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium feelings na suwag magpapasaya ng sanyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Biking, meron rin tayong Overload Onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming feelings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
No matter where you could be, no matter who you may be. If you want food, then there's one to choose. Mysakin, only Mysakin.
Mysakin.
I love to drink my Mysakin. We love to drink my Mysakin. If you wanna get that food, drink Mysakin.
Gusto mo bang magkasakit? Gusto mo bang magka-flu? Huwag na mag-alala dahil narito na ang may sakit. Garantisadong magkakasakit ka in less than 1 minute. Oo, tamang narinig nyo, 1 minute. Ganyan ka-epektibo ang may sakit. Kaya nga, if you want to get that flu, drink may sakit. Available ito sa 3 flavors: original, cola, and root beer. Mabibili ito sa inyong mga suking tindahan. Another world-class product from GSCA.
Pagod at nauuhaw ako. Mainit na mainit ang panahon.
Sa mainit na panahon, nauuhaw ka ba sa iyong mga aktibidad? Uminom ka ng Mira Drinking Water sa tubig na nagmula sa pinakamagagandang bundok. Nagbibigay ito ng nakakapreskong pakiramdam sa lalamunan. Kaya hindi ka na mauuhaw.
Sarap. Ngayon hindi na ako nauuhaw. Adam Orelar po, I recommend Mira Drinking Water.
Mira Drinking Water. Fresh, cool, calm. Available of 200 ml and 1 liter bottle. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan. Manufactured by Awesome 4 Enterprises, your quality brand company.
Para sa mga bata, ito ng protected na ito, Maglido 3+, kaya mga calcium, protein, at lactobacillus protectus sa pag mga bata ito. DHA, kaya protected ito, Maglido 3+. Now, Lido 3 Plus is not saltable. Infant feeding is not a breast milk substitute.
I don't remember when we lit what. Didn't notice how hard it was.
PY hot sauce, feel the burn, love the flavor.
Hello, real fanners. Real fans of the Philippines is coming your way. We're a passionate community dedicated to promoting railway transportation in the Philippines. Whether it's trains, transit systems, or anything on the rails, we share a common love for public transportation and everything that moves on tracks. Come along and be part of the journey. Join the Rail Fans of the Philippines community today. Follow us on Facebook, X, Threads, and Instagram for the latest railway news, updates, and more. Rail Fans of the Philippines, a dedicated community for train enthusiasts. Visit us on Facebook and other social media platforms for latest railway news, updates, and more.
We don't care about your stuffing.
And we are back right here on Asphere's Cafe. It is now 6:50 p.m. And now let's get into the 14 interesting facts you need to know about Windows 10 end of life. So here it is. And this is coming from Windows Central as we will dive into 14 facts that you need to know. Windows 10 has been one of the biggest success for Microsoft, powering millions of PCs for nearly a decade. But its time is coming to an end. In the coming days, the company will officially retire the operating system and shift its focus entirely to Windows 11 and future releases. For those still running Windows 10, the transition may feel uncertain. Will your computer suddenly stop working? How long will apps like Microsoft 365 or Edge continue to be supported? What about ongoing security protections? The answers aren't always straightforward, and Microsoft's policies include some surprising details that many users may not be aware of. And as we said, and to help you prepare, here are 14 interesting facts about Windows 10 end of life that explain exactly what's happening now and after support ends. Alright, so let's start with number 1, the exact date for Windows 10's end of life. Windows 10 reaches the end of support on October 14, 2025, exactly 10 years after its original release in 2015. This is an obvious fact, but it is worth mentioning nonetheless. 2. PCs won't stop working after the end of life. So guys, if you think the operating system will stop working, no. It will continue to function as is. It's not going to get any more updates. So on October 15, 2025, Windows 10 apps and drivers will continue to boot and run normally. The only change is about ending free security updates, bug fixes, and feature updates, not shutting down the operating system. Keep that in mind. Because I know some of you are saying, what if my PC just suddenly stopped working and all my important files are there? Well, as they said, only security updates are no more. No more updates going afterwards, right? Don't panic. It's just the updates will not. It's just the security updates will not be given for Windows 10 after October 14. It's just your PC will still work as is. But again, your PC is not getting any more updates after the date. Now, number 3, PCs won't become insecure immediately. So yes, nothing changes overnight you heard that right. Nothing changes overnight. You don't feel a lot of noticeable changes after the day. So keep that in mind. On October 14, Microsoft will release the last patch Tuesday update for Windows 10, meaning that your computer won't instantly become unsafe on October 15. During the first few months, you'll probably be fine. However, as time passes, new vulnerabilities will emerge, and that's when the risk of using an unsupported operating system will increase. Having said that, you should consider preparing your device now instead of waiting until after the support ends. Yes. So let me give you a suggestion, and I know some of you are going to be confused if your PC doesn't work with Windows 11. Well, the only advisable thing I can give you right now is if your PC doesn't support Windows 11, then the only choice to keep your old working PC alive is to move to Linux. Yes, move to any Linux distro. And if you're new to Linux, well, you can check out Linux tutorials right now on YouTube, and you can check one of the dedicated channels for Linux. You can watch Brody Robertson and all of the familiar faces dedicated to making Linux content. So I highly recommend you should start watching Linux YouTube channels or dedicated Linux YouTube channels if you are new to Linux. So if your PC cannot run Windows 11, then Linux is your alternative solution. Number 4, antivirus isn't enough to keep using Windows 10. Although an antivirus is always recommended to protect your computer from malware and hackers, this is just one of the main layers of protection. The operating system still requires a continuity of updates to stay secure. In other words, an antivirus isn't enough to keep using an unsupported operating system. That's true. That is true. Because after October 14, you're not getting any more updates. And your antivirus doesn't do much either, because again, your operating system isn't getting any more security updates. So imagine if more vulnerabilities were found after end of life, right? Well, too bad Microsoft isn't going to give you any updates unless you enroll in extended security program or whatever that's called. So, oh yeah, there you go. Extended security updates. My bad. Yeah, my bad. All right, number 5. The extended security updates free option requires a Microsoft account. That's a catch. That is a catch. You will need a Microsoft account to enroll a free 1-year extended security updates if you are not ready to move on to Windows 11 on Linux. So by now, most people are already aware of the Extended Security Updates program, a service from Microsoft that provides critical security updates for an additional year for those who are still not ready to switch. Although this is a paid service, which is true for enterprises, the company is also making it available for free. However, to enroll a device, you must connect it to a Microsoft account, regardless of your geographical location, including users in Europe. Now, for European users watching my show, well, we have some different requirements for extended security updates. Number 6, if you are located in the European Economic Area, you can still enroll your computer in the Extended Security Updates program, but you will also have to provide your Microsoft account information. Keep that in mind. The only difference is that users in Europe are not required to sync their settings or use the Windows Backup app to upload files to the Microsoft Cloud. However, the user must continue to use their Microsoft account credentials on their device. Otherwise, after 60 days, the computer will lose the enrollment. That is another catch you need to pay attention to. At any time after the 60 days, the user can authenticate one more time with their Microsoft account credentials to resume updates. Furthermore, if the user prefers to use a local account, they can proceed with the one-time purchase of $30 or is equivalent. This is also a key difference, as the one-time purchase option in all the other markets requires authentication with a Microsoft account. And as for number 7, extended support is only available for the version of Windows 10. So what are the specific editions that will receive the extended support? Well, it will be with the Windows 10 Home, Pro Education, and Pro for workstations. It's not available for computers using kiosk mode, devices connected to an Active Directory domain, Microsoft Entra joint devices, or when using the mobile device management solution. And number 8, Windows 10 Extended Security Updates enrollment doesn't have a deadline. Although it's recommended to enroll your device in the program before the support ends, you can sign up at any time after October 14, 2025, up to the last day of support. However, you won't be extending support as the program will end for consumers on October 13, 2026, regardless of when you sign up. Yes, this is true because businesses or enterprises will benefit more on I think up to 3 years of extended security updates for Windows 10, while the consumers only have 1 year. Number 9, you can sign up to 10 pieces with the same Microsoft account. Microsoft uses your online account to track the activation of the extended security program on your devices, and when using the same account, you can activate up to 10 computers with the same account. This also means if you choose the one-time purchase option, you don't have to pay more money to enroll other devices. Number 10, Microsoft plans to support Defender antivirus until 2028. You heard that right. The default Microsoft Defender antivirus solution will continue to receive definition updates until 2028 for this version of the operating system. Well, why is that? This is primarily because commercial customers will continue to receive support through the extended security program for a period of 3 years. And that same thing goes for the Edge. That's number 11. Number 12, Microsoft 365 apps will continue getting updates. This is also the same thing as for the Defender antivirus and Microsoft Edge. And why? It's because they are focusing on the commercial customers or consumers until 2028. So yeah. And finally, and let's read this note here. Finally, on October 14, Microsoft will end support for Office 2016 and Office 2019 for all operating systems. In addition, Office 2021 and 2024, as well as the LTSC versions of Office will continue to run, but they will no longer receive support on Windows 10. Number 13, to those who are switching to LTSC, take notes of this. Officially, switching to Windows 10 long-term servicing channel from the consumer versions of Windows 10 is not an option for most devices. Although it might be technically possible to switch from Windows 10 Home or Pro to IoT Enterprise LTSC or Enterprise LTFC, these variants of the operating system are limited to commercial customers with a license through volume licensing programs or through an original equipment manufacturer, which stands for OEM. For context, Windows 10 LTSC is a specialized version of the operating system designed for specific scenarios such as devices requiring extended support and minimal updates. For example, the Windows 10 IoT Enterprise LTSC is optimized for embedded devices such as industrial computers, robotics, point-of-sale systems, and ATMs, among others. On the other hand, Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC has been designed for regular use on mission-critical devices, specialized workstations, and computers requiring long-term stability. Typically, some users prefer these versions because they receive fewer updates and have more extended support periods. The Enterprise LTSC is supported for 5 years, while the IoT variant is supported for 10 years. And finally, number 14. Keep that in mind. If you are planning to upgrade to Windows 11 on your unsupported computer, it will be unsupported, as Microsoft says. On devices that are not compatible with Windows 11, it's still possible to upgrade to the newer version of the operating system. However, since this method is not supported by Microsoft, the device will remain in an unsupported state. Being in an unsupported state means the computer will not be eligible for official technical support. Although system and driver updates may continue to be delivered, there is no guarantee they will work correctly. Despite the drawback, upgrading remains an option for older hardware, allowing you to extend the life of a computer instead of discarding useful components or continue with an operating system that no longer receives security updates. So, again, if you want to upgrade to Windows 11, you will need to meet its system requirements, including the TPM 2.0 and at least 8th gen Intel processor or the newer AMD processors. That is the 14 facts you need to know about Windows 10 end of life. And to those who are still sticking with Windows 10, please start planning, because if your computer isn't getting any more updates, then it's the time for you to upgrade to Windows 11 if your PC is supported, or move on to Linux. Now, Dreamcard, and as we have more details of what are the requirements for Windows 10 end of life in Europe, along with the account check-in. Dreamcard, can we hear from you? What are the requirements?
Hold on. I'm still checking. All right. So, according here from hold on. There it is. So, we have here for the European friends here that the extended support for the European Economic Area will extend throughout the next year. So according here that they have confirmed yesterday that they will making access to Windows 10's extended support updates, or the ESU program, for free, completely free for users in Europe, especially in the EEA. That they're removing the requirement that they would have force users to sync their PC settings to the cloud via a Microsoft account for access to security updates. So the company has outlined new requirements for its free ESU program in the EEA, while users will no longer sync PC settings to the cloud. Instead, it will be expected to authenticate with Microsoft account at least once every 60 days, or risk having access to extend security updates revoked on their PC. So according here to the frequently asked questions website here from the ESU, that if your Microsoft account is not used to sign in for a period up to 60 days, ESU updates will be discontinued and you will need to renew by sending in using the same MSA. So it's expected to sign in with your Microsoft account to enroll your PC once you cannot access it for around 2 months. And according here, that they will check to see how long it's been you last signed in with a Microsoft account. If more than 60 days have passed, it will be removed from the ESU program and you're going to be re-enrolled again by authenticating with a Microsoft account. And it has designed to be free in a way that benefits the user if they choose to switch their local account with a Microsoft account. If you already signed in with the Microsoft account on Windows 10, you don't have to worry about remaining in the ESU program. But those who are using a local account on Windows 10, that will be a problem for you. So good news for them that there will be no penalty if your PC does get removed from the ESU. So you'll be able to re-enroll the PC with account. No questions asked, but you have to be available for between the 60 days things for the free security updates. And much rather, you just have to upgrade from Windows 11, but millions of Windows 10 PCs are ineligible for that upgrade. So no choice but to remain for Windows 10 for the. So the consumer ESU program will only run for 1 year after support ends, and so users will be out of luck for the next year and until October 2026. So for the outside EEA, it will be remaining unchanged, but access is free if you sign in and sync your PC. But if you want, you could pay $30 or 1,000 Microsoft reward points. So the schedule for the last day and the end of support will be on October 14. So that is the requirements you need to know for our European viewers.
Alright, now on to the next one. Yep, Windows 11 start menu search might finally respect Google Chrome as your default browser. Dreamcar has more on that. Okay, Dream Car, it seems like he's not around. So I will be reading this instead. A recent Microsoft update has references that seem to suggest Windows 11's taskbar or Start My Search might finally respect your default browser. Right now, if you set Chrome as your default browser and click on web links in Windows Search, you'll still get redirected to Edge. But a future update will open the default browser such as Chrome. A lot of features in Windows Search are actually powered by Microsoft Edge. That means a change to the browser also changes Windows search behavior. In an Edge Canary build, there are multiple new flags that point towards the freedom to choose different search engines and browsers instead of Bing and Edge. So here are the new flags which we can tell. We have Search Edge, MS Edge, Search Box Handler, Sense, Favicon, Data, MS Explicit Launch, Non-Bing DSE, and then you have a lot bunch of these. And in the above case, non-Edge DB is the default browser, maybe Chrome or Firefox, and WSB likely means Windows Search Bar. DSE could be the default search engine. If you connect the dots and that's up, it makes sense to the problem we have, which is what you're seeing right here. Currently, whenever you do a task for search, it fetches results from the Bing search engine and MS Edge. This happens all the time. And then you have a demo and such, and yeah, right here. So what else do we have? When WSB launch non-Bing DSA start on, Windows will switch the search engine based on your preferences and fetch results from it instead of Bing. So you can change your preferred search engine to Google, DuckDuckGo, or any other in Edge. Whenever you type the search entry, the Windows search will use that engine by default. So that is a pretty good change, I would say. And finally, the improved favicons and settings search. Windows latest also spotted a reference to the MS Edge search box handler since favicon being their flag, which suggests Edge will improve the overall experience of querying other search engines inside the search box. So that is the little update on what will be coming to Windows 11 and your default browser. And honestly, I believe this is a good start for Microsoft, and maybe Microsoft is finally lifting up to its hype, listening to consumers. Maybe, who knows? It is now 7:10 p.m. as Asphere's Cafe. We will be getting into the smartphone weekly poll, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
This Asphere's Cafe is brought to you by Del Sound, Asphere, Dreamcast Pizza, Pinoy Coffee, Melody Mart, and Shanaton Simpas. We return of these words, and for the fourth time.
This program was brought to you by Del Sound, dedicated in providing the best karaoke players in the Philippines and catering to the Filipinos' love for music. Del Sound, sing with confidence. Asphere's Aircon, tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus. Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you. Pinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Pinoy Coffee from FVS Manufacturing Corporation. Shenatron Synplus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP. And Melody Mart. Your everyday vibe for convenience.
Trust. It's a bond that is nurtured for years, from generation to generation. At Asphere, our greatest accomplishment is earning the trust of millions of satisfied users in the Philippines alone, making life cool and comfortable for over 100 years now.
Street side make it look easy.
Asphere, the air conditioning expert. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Asphere's Aircon. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
One time, there's a confrontation about sushi and pizza, but then there was a solution.
Bro, I said let's get sushi.
No way. Pizza beats raw fish every time.
Why not both? Gooey cheese, spicy mayo, seaweed, salmon. Introducing Sushi Baked Pizza.
Whoa.
Creamy, savory, sushi-inspired toppings baked on a perfect crust. Sushi Baked Pizza. 9-inch at 250, 11-inch at 450. Only at Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way.
You paid this time.
No way, you wanted sushi?
Call 141-9191 for deliveries.
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Dream Car Karaoke po, tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kaping gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation.
A song, a chord, there's no end to the tune. It's the echo of strings, the rise of the moon. It's the beat of the drum, the keys on the floor, the rhythm that calls, the voice we adore. It's music and more, a note, a rhyme, a melody's glow, a piano that plays, a rhythm that flows. It's a voice, it's a choice, a harmony's ring. At the end of the night, let the melody start. It's the sound of a song, it's the joy in your heart.
Reimagine karaoke with XTSP.
Now available, Utopia 2 and Utopia Deluxe for more song storage, and Volume 174 for DVD systems. Song lists are now free to download at shenatonsynplus.blogspot.com.
Shenatron Sin Plus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP.
New. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan niyo na ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming fillings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium fillings na suwag magpapasaya ng tiyanyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Biking, meron na tayong Overload Onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming fillings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
No matter where you could be, no matter who you may be. If you want food, then there's one to choose. Kid, only Kid. I love to drink, I'm Kid. We love to drink, I'm Kid. If you wanna get that food, drink Kid.
Gusto mo bang magkasakit? Gusto mo bang magka-flu? Huwag na mag-alala dahil narito na ang may sakit. Garantisadong magkakasakit ka in less than 1 minute. Oo, tamang narinig nyo, 1 minute. Ganyan ka-epektibo ang may sakit. Kaya nga, if you want to get that flu, drink may sakit. Available ito sa 3 flavor: original, cola, and root beer. Mabibili ito sa inyong mga suking tindahan. Another world-class product from GSCA.
Pagod at nauuhaw ako. Mainit ang panahon.
Sa mainit na panahon, nauuhaw ka ba sa iyong mga aktibidad? Uminom ka ng Mira Drinking Water sa tubig na nagmula sa pinakamagagandang bundok. Nagbibigay ito ng nakakapreskong pakiramdam sa lalamunan. Kaya hindi ka na mauuhaw.
Sarap. Ngayon hindi na ako nauuhaw. Adam Orelar po, I recommend Mira Drinking Water.
Mira Drinking Water. Fresh, cool, calm. Available of 200 ml and 1 liter bottle. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan. Manufactured by Awesome 4 Enterprises, your quality brand company.
Magteke-teke, ang iyong Gana Resistensya Boosters at Lysine B Complex sa vitamins ng A, B, C, D at E. Taurin at niacin para malakas ng kumain. Magteke-teke para lakas kumain at para lakas resistensya.
Alagang Unilap yan.
Mahalagang paalala, ang teke-teke ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat panggamitin panggamot sa anong uri ng sakit.
For you, for me, not 2, not 3, but 4-year warranty. JMTV, JMTV, great picture quality, real affordability. The first TV in the country with 4-year warranty. For you, for me, JMTV, JMTV.
JMTV, John L. LED TV, quality LED TV, low from price. JMTV, exclusively distributed by Solaris Group of Companies.
Celox Pharmacare you can trust. Health and wellness always with us. From every smile to every day. Celox Pharma leading the way.
Get healthier, get stronger, only with Celorex Pharma. Sinusuportahan ng pangangalaga, pinapagana ng agham, at sinusuportahan ng iyong pamumuhay. With proper diet and exercise, Celorex Pharma helps you live life at your best. Mahalagang paalala, ang Celorex Pharma ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Okay. Leonardo Marquez, okay.
Alright, welcome back to Asphere's Cafe. It is now 7:19 p.m. as we will now be getting into the weekly poll results and this week's weekly poll. Drinkar, what are the weekly poll results today?
Here now is your weekly poll. And according here from GSM Arena, good news! We have struck gold in Sony Xperia 10 Mark 7. It's a big jackpot once again. Half the majority. Look at this poll. It's half a big yes. That's the first time throughout the series that we have a perfect half, nearly a perfect half on our show. What do you think, Asparagos? This is a nearly perfect half above all of our episodes we have covered so far.
It is, Dreamcar, and I am very, very shocked. Half of them are perfect. How can they achieve it? How did we go far with this one? Sitting at 49.9%, wanting one. Damn.
And that is why Sony is the big quality their Xperia 10 Mark 7 because of they have everything like the 3.5mm. They have the SD cards, and well, holy, half the votes of a yes. Showing here, I want one for 2560, 49.9. That's one off for a perfect half. There is no way that is possible for the price 559, 10.9. No, for the hardware changes 98. There's no percentage for this one. But they also have Xperia 1 Mark 7 instead for 1010. That's majority for 19.7. We have also have mid-ranger 656 or 12.8. But for no percentages, we have don't want a mid-ranger for 141 and I'll be above for 110. Wow! Sony dominated our poll results for this edition. Above all of our episodes so far, this one is a big win. This is a big win for Sony. Half of the majority. There is no way that is going to do the same thing for other brands. Nothing much more, nothing much more, nothing less. Wow. Now for our new update here for our Xiaomi 17 Pro and Pro Max. Wow, my Pro Max. Is it me or is it just like a so-called niche, nearly niche branding on iPhones? We also have the Xiaomi and we also have Apple's. We have Pro Max as well. So for the new 7 series, we have the 7, which is 6.3. With the same with the Pro, but for the larger scale, we have the Max. So what do we have here for the Xiaomi? So let's start. So it has Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, 6,300 mAh battery with 100 watt wired, 50 watt wireless charging. Unlike their Xiaomi 15 for 5,400. So for the Pro, it has a secondary screen. Interesting.
We also have the 50 megapixel Light Fusion 950L sensor with OIS enabled Leica Somilux lens, 5 times telephoto, 50 megapixel ultra wide, 5 times zoom, and 20 centimeters as a macro mode, ultra wide camera, 50 megapixel sensor, fairly narrow 102-degree field of view. And it has an LTPO display in which it's 6.3. It also has peak brightness up to 3500. And for the display at the back is 2.7. So here now is the survey. What we have here is, yes, we have two maybes now. We got two maybes for this one. Depends on the reviews and if it was cheaper. For the nose, I don't want a Flash Pro Max, want the vanilla Xiaomi 17. But for this one, they are better flagships for the money. I don't want a flagship and none of the above. Now let's look at the Pro Max. It's 6.9 comparing for the other one, but a whopping 7,500 milliamp battery with 120 Hz LTPO panel, 3,500 peak brightness, up to 2.9 diagonal, of course, for the back. And we also have the camera, same with Pro, 50 megapixel Light Fusion, 102-degree ultra wide camera, 5 times telephoto module, and similar telemacro capabilities, but this time for the Pro Max it has 30. So the survey has similar things, and comparing for the no for this one, I want the small Pro, but on the other one I don't want. I want the large Pro Max for the other side for the 17 Pro. So for the Pro Max, I want a small Pro. So yes. Now on the regular 17, it is similar to a Xiaomi 15, but it has 50 megapixel Light Fusion and similar camera lens, telephoto, and other things there. But it has 950 and 950L. But the difference for this one, it has the 950 and the 950L. So this is the vanilla model. So for the L sensor, that is a difference here. For the vanilla model, in which is Xiaomi 17, stops at 13.5, while the other models that mentioned above 16.5. So the small side of Android 15, of course, it's similar size, and it has a 6.3 display, 12-bit OLED, and it has only 7,000 milliamp battery. Now for the survey we have here, yes, I want one, two maybe, no, two no's, but they want a 17 Pro and a Pro Max, better flagships for the money. So those are the GSM Arena's weekly poll for this edition. Asparagos.
Thank you very much, Dreamcar. And now let's get into the last headline of the day before we wrap it up, along with the brewing question. YouTube Labs now lets you test their cutting-edge AI, starting with AI music hosts. This is something. So this is coming from 9to5 Google. YouTube Labs is a new way for users to take our cutting-edge AI experiments for a test drive. For some time now, youtube.com/new has allowed YouTube Premium subscribers to test upcoming features ahead of time before the stable rollout, like more playback speed options. YouTube Labs is focused solely on exploring the potential of AI on YouTube. The first experiment adds AI hosts to YouTube Music that share relevant stories, fun trivia, and fun commentary about your favorite music as you listen to radio and mixes. The aim of this early prototype is to deepen your listening experience with relevant stories and insights. It's akin to DJs on the radio, while the Notebook LM and Gemini app audio overview inspiration is clear. Once enabled, the now playing screen will show a new button between the thumbs up, down, and comment pills. The icon is an AI sparkle with two waves radiating from it. Beyond the Beat is enabled all the time if you opt into the experiment, but you can snooze for 1 hour or snooze for a day. YouTube warns how this AI commentary can contain mistakes. YouTube Labs exists as an item in youtube.com/new for a limited number of US-based participants. So that means it's not available outside the US, our country is included, unfortunately. But if you're located in one of the US, you can start trying these new features out. So that is the YouTube Labs what with the so-called AI thing. And now, as we are about to wrap it up, what is the brewing question of the day, Dreamcall?
Here now is your brewing question. Will you upgrade to Windows 11 on your supported Windows 10 PC or will you switch to Linux instead? So that is our brewing question for this edition.
Yeah, that is the brewing question. And wait, before we have the last 2 minutes. So we have Geometric in the stage. Good evening.
All right.
Make sure to use Linux every day.
That is a very good quote you get to hear from Geometric, because if your PC is running unsupported, if your PC is unsupported for Windows 11, then Geo, what can you suggest to move to
Linux! Number one! Fuck Adobe, fuck Microsoft, use Linux! This is a good advertisement and it costs nothing! $0 pesos! Yen, euros, whatever money you have, even the Zimbabwean dollar, zero!
Yes! Yes! Take the words from what Gio said.
Also, fuck you, YouTube. You cannot stop me from using ad blockers. Suck my cock.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And as for the Linux
you can suck my cock, YouTube. I will even show it in
Yes, anyway, take the words from what Gio said. Move to Linux if your PC can run Windows 10. So yeah, exactly 7:30, and I have received a
you know what? Before we conclude, I want Asphere's Cafe to have a live counter of the Windows end of support.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, that will not be showing. That will not be showing for the replay of Asphere's Cafe on TVH though.
Doesn't matter. What matters is that Windows 10 is ending support, which means we need to do a special edition sometime soon when that is finally happening.
That will be happening. Don't worry. That will be happening. Don't worry.
I miss the times when we only had to shit post on Windows 10. Now we have to shit post on another operating system. Hiya.
Okay, so back to what I'm saying. So my fellow co-host Sushi Konimi has sent me the last minute about, well, yup, you know it, our senator or Romualdez is getting kickback from illegal gambling. Thank you, Hoshi, for letting me know about that. So,
Mic test, sound check.
Does he have? Yeah. Do you have anything to say, actually?
Can we reach this to 7:35?
Oh, sure.
Alright.
Okay.
Hi, I'll be reporting this one. This just in. Vice President Sara Duterte said that Romualdez gets kickbacks from illegal gambling. Ex-speaker says she's imagining things. Vice President Sara Duterte on Monday alleged that former Speaker and later Representative Martin Romualdez was also receiving kickbacks from illegal gambling aside from flood control projects. At the press conference on the Senate, Duterte confirmed that she received the information from a staffer of Romualdez who was also betipping her regarding the attacks on the previous confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President by the members of the House of Representatives. Hindi lang sa flood control, pati sa sa illegal gambling, tumatanggap sila. Si Martin Romualdez, so hindi lang siya sa flood control, she said.
So that means that Martin Romualdez gets kickback from Sensho?
Oh, nah. Okay, so I think this is just a pretty much long news, long explanation. This is a very long article, but to summarize it, it is confirmed. Not yet confirmed from Romualdez itself, but according to VP Sara, Martin Romualdez gets kickbacks from so-called illegal gambling. You know, here on
Cairo,
Asphere's
Cairo,
Cafe,
Cairo hates gambling.
yeah. You know, in Asphere's Cafe, we do not condone or we condemn any forms of gambling because it may ruin your future, your life, etc. You already know that.
No,
So
you know why? Because gambling equals risk. And you're not playing Sen Show. This is Aspir's Cafe, not Sen Show. Get your money. Your money
nah.
is safe on Sen Show.
Wow. Okay, anyway, that is all for me. Okay, Cairo, get back
All
to
right.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is now past 4 minutes, and that is all for Asper's Cafe tonight. So, later at 8:35, yes, we will have a 5 minute overtime. For the Star Show replay, there will be a brand new Cool FM show. What will it be? Find out later at 8:35. So that is it. I am
Tutok na
Cairo.
kayo. Okay, guys, tutok na kayo kung gusto niyo ng bagong programa.
Kasama dito si Hoshi Konimi and of course, si Gio Kamates. The cafe is now closed.
We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, and yes, more tech headlines coming your way tomorrow. Goodbye for now.
Converge, bulok!